Liverpool learns how much Real Madrid is willing to pay for Florian Wirtz as rumors emerge in the Spanish media about a supposed promise from Xabi Alonso. Big bet for slot. Liverpool will now do everything possible to sign the exceptional 25-year-old in January. Liverpool ready to release inconsistent star? A January exit is being considered. Hello, supporter of the greatest club in the world. Check out the latest updates from the biggest club on the planet. Liverpool faces a crucial decision regarding Ibrahima Konate. After a poor performance in the 3-0 defeat to Manchester City and growing criticism from fans, his future has become even more uncertain. With less than a year left on his contract and no progress in renewal talks, the club must decide whether to sell him now to avoid losing him for free next summer, or insist on keeping him despite concerns over his recent form. What did Mick Brown say? Mick Brown, former chief scout of Manchester United and Blackburn, told Football Insider that Liverpool may seriously consider selling Konate if a good offer arrives and a replacement is lined up. His comments added fuel to the speculation about an imminent departure. He stated that the club had been questioning the player for some time and highlighted that Manchester City deliberately targeted Konate's side during the match to force mistakes, showing why there are internal concerns about his performances. According to Brown, Liverpool could be more inclined to accept a high offer in January. He believes that if the club has the chance to profit before the player leaves for free, a deal could happen, as long as a replacement is secured. For Brown, the club already understands that it can find a defender better suited to Arne Slot's preferred style, which only increases the likelihood of a sale. In his words, "I think if it gets to that point, Liverpool will want the money. They will want to make as much profit as possible, since it looks like he will leave anyway, so a high offer in January could tempt them. The question is, who will they bring in to replace him? That's what they need to solve first. I've been saying for some time that the club is not fully satisfied with him, and the game against Manchester City made this very clear. There was a clear strategy from City to force Liverpool to play through Konate, leave the ball with him, press him, because he is prone to mistakes. This says a lot about how he is viewed internally." Konate's recent struggles at Liverpool. The Frenchman is facing issues that can no longer be ignored. His defensive performances have been marked by poor positioning, especially in Slot's high defensive line, where his slow reaction to counterattacks exposes the team. In one-on-one situations, his decision-making has been inconsistent, especially against explosive attackers. The match against Manchester City highlighted this clearly. Jeremy Doku isolated Konate several times and exploited the spaces he left and forced Liverpool to either drop their defensive line or commit tactical fouls. This vulnerability is concerning, especially in a team that relies on fast, stable, and focused defenders. With Konate's contract nearing its end and his form declining, selling him in January might be the smartest solution, allowing Liverpool to reinvest immediately in the defense. Potential replacements include Marc Guehi, more secure and Premier League proven, Upamecano, physically strong and experienced at the highest level, or Kouliarakis, a young talent with great potential. Acting quickly could allow Arne Slot to reinforce the defense with a player aligned with the club's future plans. According to a Spanish source, Real Madrid made a promise to coach Xabi Alonso regarding a possible move for Florian Wirtz, currently at Liverpool, for the summer of 2026. Team Talk also analyzed whether Arne Slot and sporting director Richard Hughes would be willing to negotiate the German midfielder. Wirtz, who worked with Alonso at Bayer Leverkusen, has been having a disappointing season at Liverpool. Aside from 2 assists against Eintracht Frankfurt in the Champions League, he has produced very little to justify the £116 million, roughly €132 million, paid for him in 2025. Slot is still trying to find the best way to fit him into his system, and although the midfielder is giving his all, his numbers have not impressed. Spanish media outlets are already discussing Real Madrid's interest, and Defensa Central reported on October 16th that Alonso asked the club to monitor the player closely. Former players like Emmanuel Petit believe Wirtz will eventually end up at Real Madrid. Defensa Central updated its report stating that even though the signing is considered difficult, Real Madrid promised Alonso they would try to fulfill his wish if Wirtz becomes available for a reasonable price. However, the Spanish giant is not willing to pay more than 75 million euros, around 66 million pounds. Alonso seeks more creativity in midfield and believes Wirtz would be ideal for his team. However, outlets such as Marca and AS, the most reliable for Real Madrid transfer news, have not confirmed that the coach directly requested the signing. Still, Bayer Leverkusen CEO Fernando Caro recently hinted that Alonso wanted Wirtz at Real Madrid, but did not have enough influence to make it happen. Despite the speculation, it is difficult to imagine Liverpool selling the midfielder so soon, especially at a loss. Arda Güler has shined under Alonso, but Real Madrid is known for not passing up elite signings, even if it creates excess competition in one position. Dean Jones of Team Talk stated on October 4th that Liverpool's key figures fully support Wirtz and want to prevent him from feeling pressured. He acknowledges that the start has been slow and that there will be matches in which the player is benched, but Slot is handling the situation very carefully to protect his confidence. According to Jones, doubts still remain about where Wirtz fits best in the system, and the club is working to unlock his full potential. Journalist Graham Bailey echoed this, telling Rousing the Cop on October 26th that there is no chance Liverpool would consider selling Wirtz. He said any rumors of a possible departure are completely baseless. Liverpool firmly believes in the player's talent, admires his personality, and is convinced that he will succeed. A new and significant transfer update indicates that Liverpool is determined to complete the signing of Marc Guehi, Crystal Palace's defender, in the January window. The club's intention is clear: reinforce the defensive system immediately and address problems that have weakened the team's performances this season. Liverpool's frustration over losing Guehi at the end of the previous window remains strong. The 25-year-old was practically secured for around £35 million, but Crystal Palace blocked the move. The consequences of that missed opportunity became evident during the early months of the season, especially with Ibrahima Konate's decline in form. Guehi's contract with Crystal Palace expires at the end of this season, making him a top priority for Liverpool in 2026. However, according to Football Insider, the Reds do not intend to wait until summer. The report states that the club will make a strong push in January and is ready to go all in to secure the defender mid-season. This signing would be a major reinforcement for Arne Slot, who urgently needs stability at the back. The big question now is whether Guehi can transform Liverpool's defense. For many supporters, the answer is yes. He is considered one of the best defenders in the Premier League, praised for his consistency, leadership, and reading of the game. As Crystal Palace captain and a regular for England, analysts believe he could be a starter for his country in next year's World Cup. Joe Hart, former England goalkeeper, praised Guehi publicly, saying he was exceptional in recent performances and that his calmness on the ball allowed John Stones to play more freely. Hart believes the defensive partnership will only improve as Guehi gains more experience. In Liverpool's context, Guehi wouldn't fix every issue alone, but his arrival would bring much-needed stability and quality. His ball-playing ability, composure, and leadership fit perfectly with what Slot needs right now. At 25, he still has room to grow, making him an ideal long-term investment. If Liverpool beats other top clubs in the race and secures the signing in January, it would be a strong statement of ambition. For Crystal Palace, selling him now could be smarter than losing him for free. The January window could therefore be decisive for all parties, especially for a Liverpool side desperate to reorganize its defense and return to form. Thank you very much for watching until the end. See you next time.